As a leader, you've probably been told the market is a level playing field. But you see it all the time, right? Principled, sharp operators just get squeezed out again and again. Well, today, we're not just going to talk about why that happens. We are going to deconstruct the actual architecture of control that makes it happen. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start by shattering the grand illusion of the market. Then we'll get real clear on the two types of players, those who react and those who control. After that, I'm going to walk you through the manipulator's exact playbook, show you how to spot their footprints, and finally, equip you to operate at an entirely different level. This is your framework for a real edge. So, first things first, we have to start by dismantling the foundational myth you've been sold, this idea of a fair and random market. Let's just ask the question directly. Is it a level playing field? I mean, the common perception, the story we're told, is that everyone gets an equal shot. But the consistent, massive success of a very small group of players, that's not luck. That's evidence that there's a completely different game being played. This is the textbook model, the Gaussian random walk, a market that's supposedly driven by pure chance, where trying to predict anything is a fool's errand and nobody has a structural advantage. This is the grand illusion you are conditioned to believe in. Why? Because it keeps you predictable. And if you're predictable, you are exploitable. And that leads us to the absolute core distinction. It's the difference between those who are farmed for liquidity and those who are doing the farming. This is the shift you have to make, from reaction to control. Look, in a system that's designed to appear random, trying to predict things is a losing strategy from the start. The only variable you can actually influence is your own action. So winning isn't about prediction anymore. It is about control. It's about becoming the cause, not just reacting to the effect. And this really lays it all out, doesn't it? There are two roles in this ecosystem. The vast, vast majority are price takers. They react. They accept whatever price the market gives them. But then you have the price setters, a small, disciplined group that truly understands the architecture and literally shapes the market to their own advantage. You have to decide which one you're going to be. Okay, so let's get tactical. Let's break down the actual operational playbook. This is the mechanism price setters use to systematically extract wealth from the price takers. This is the primary weapon in their arsenal, self-treating. Now, this isn't about spreading rumors or fake news. That's amateur stuff. This is far more sophisticated. It's about using perfectly coordinated buy and sell orders to distort the only two signals everyone else relies on, price and volume. And at a certain tipping point, they don't just influence the price, they literally seize control of it. This is not random, okay? This is a documented, repeatable process. Step 1, accumulate. They quietly build a position right under the radar. Step 2, seize control. They use self-trading to hijack the pricing mechanism itself. Step 3, engineer the pump. They systematically, methodically walk the price up. And finally, step 4, distribute. They sell their now inflated shares to the reactive crowd that's drawn in by all that manufactured strength. It is a clean, efficient transfer of wealth. And what's the result of running this playbook? A 70% gain. I mean, really think about that. Turning $1 million into $1.7 million. This isn't profit from creating value. It's not from brilliant analysis. It is profit extracted purely by exploiting the architecture of the market itself. Now, understanding the playbook is one thing, but now let's get into actionable intelligence. This is how you go from being a potential victim to an informed observer, someone who can see the game as it's being played out in real time. If you take only one thing away from our time here today, let it be this. This is the signal. Unusually large, coordinated buy and sell orders hitting at nearly the exact same price. This is not organic activity. It is the unmistakable fingerprint of a price setter at work. It's the clearest sign you will ever get that the game, in that moment, is rigged. But listen, don't assume it's always going to be that obvious. The sophisticated operators, they are constantly evolving. They're splitting orders across tons of accounts. They spread their trades out over time to look organic. They even craft complex order patterns just to mimic a normal market. They are actively trying to hide these footprints, which makes your ability to detect them all the more critical. So, this brings us to the final and, frankly, the most important part. What does all this knowledge actually mean for you? This is about moving past theory and into a new level of operation. It's about seeing the game for exactly what it is. You have to understand this. When one entity gets what is basically monopoly power over price, the market as you know it stops functioning. It becomes a one-sided game. And if you are not the one setting the price, I don't care how good your analysis is, I don't care how sound your principles are, you are, by default, positioned to be the exit liquidity for those who are in control. It's that simple. So this knowledge is a choice. You can't unsee this architecture now. The real question isn't just if you're ready to change how you play, it's how you're going to do it systematically. Because moving from being a piece on the board to being an observer who understands the rules, well, that takes more than just insight. It takes a documented, operational process. If you've made it this far, you're not just curious, you're serious. And that's exactly who Stoa was built for. Here's the deal. We don't accept everyone. We run on an application-only system because we only work with people who are ready to operate at the next level. So if you want to stop wasting hours chasing noise and instead run a proven, documented process that gets results in less than 90 minutes a day, apply now. There are limited seats, and once they're filled, they're gone for the quarter. Click the link in the description, fill out the short application, and let's see if you're a fit. If you're watching this, my guess is you already know you should.